Good evening and welcome to the Peace Circle. Welcome to the hour where we come together to be the change we wish to see in the world. I'm Gina. I am a practitioner at Concordia Center for Living, and I am blessed to be here with you today. So happy and grateful to be here to raise the vibration. First, we start with ourselves and then with the world. We remember who and whose we are, and we are able to be that change we wish to see. So I welcome you to the Peace Circle. And the reason that it started, the Peace Circle actually came about because for most of my life, I had no idea what peace really meant. It didn't mean to want world peace. Yes, I wanted it. I thought it was great. But how do I make it tangible? How do I do anything to make that possible? There's so many people that don't even believe that that is possible. But how do I bring about peace in the world when I don't even know how to find it within myself? So that's what this practice is. It begins with the self, being in a place of knowing that personal power is the divine power and creating amazing things from it. So as we go today, I am knowing as we're here that all is well. And I'm going to start out with a song this evening. But before I go into that, I want to just read the poem that we always begin with. And this to me sums up what it is all about. I too have a dream. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin. Whether two legs are for, plant or animal, we were all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose to share love and joy, and to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other and truly understand that all is well. And tonight, we're talking about that power, that source, that infinite all that is. And we know it, and we at times can tap into it, but how do we get to that place that we are living from it? That source is our resource. We are creating that peace because we already are it. So I invite you to listen to the words of the song, because that's what we do here. It's message and music and meditation, and be in this place of knowing that wholeness, knowing that peace, knowing that beauty.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Yes, it's being in that place of surrender. And in that surrender, it is giving to the greater. And that's the beauty of it. When I surrender my small thinking, I am given the power that moves mountains. It's remembering that in each and every now moment. Tonight's topic, we're talking about that power that is all there is. Knowing and remembering who and whose I am. It's so easy in the springtime, especially here in New England. I'm in Rhode Island, and we're just beginning to see the buds, just beginning to see flowers start. And it's the most beautiful thing. You can see the power that had been nestling all winter long, that now life is being restored. The power of the universe that can restore life again and again is what breathes and moves through me and through each one. So when we think about that infinite power and the ability that can do anything, anytime, just waiting. Think of it like the electricity in your home. You may be sitting in a dark room, but it doesn't have to be. When we turn that little, we just turn it on, and there it is. Either there's a little knob or there's a little flip switch, and we just turn it on, and we expect it to be there. And that's the gift. That's what Source is. They're waiting for us and as us in any moment that we're ready to take action and be in that place of engagement in life. When we know that there's a sense of peace in it, I'm not limited to just what I'm feeling or thinking today or what I've been taught in the past. There's an infinite power ready for me to flip that switch and open that faucet in faith and expectation, using right thinking, and it's amazing what comes forth. Or that faucet, that hose that, there's just a trickle coming out and we're wondering, where's the water? And we look back and there's a kink in the hose and it's folded. And as soon as we unblock that, it's amazing the force that can come out. Didn't go anywhere. It was simply waiting for us to take away the seeming block. So tonight we're talking about that. We're getting to that place of peace. And what is it within us that sometimes seems to block that passageway? See, we are the change we wish to see. There's no one outside of us. There's nothing out there. It's right here and right now. What do we choose? So I ask you, what is it that you choose to see in this world? What does that peace feel like? What does it look like in your life? When we're running from task to task, sometimes it's so easy to get overwhelmed or distracted by what's really important. That inner peace, that inner knowing is the calm within any storm that's always accessible if I choose it. We're in the midst of a Holy Week in Christian faith, and I was raised in that. And there was always so much, to me, there was so much peace in that. And it wasn't in the way that it was explained to me. I just felt the sacredness of it. Therefore, it was sacred. Life is that way. When we take the time, make the time to be in that mindset of peace, it can wash over us as that blanket. It's allowing myself the time, the space, permission, and expectation of that. We get to choose, and there's so many readings that we have, so many teachings that we have. We know that power, that infinite power, anything is possible. So in being that change, it's not just about taking action, it's about taking guided action. And my favorite book, as I've said before, is This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. To me, it is a love letter from Spirit. And there's a passage in it. It says, "Today I enter into the limitless variations of self-expression, which the divine spirit projects into my experience, knowing that all experience is a play of life upon itself, the blossoming of love into self-expression, the coming forth of good into the joy of its own being. I enter into the game of living with joyful anticipation, with enthusiasm. I play the game of life well and enjoy it. Today I enter into my divine inheritance, shaking my thought clear from the belief that external conditions are imposed upon me. I declare the freedom of my divine sonship. I possess the kingdom of God in all its fullness. I look long, sincerely, and simply upon every object, every person. I wait at the doorway of my expectation until my acceptance grants me the privilege of beholding his face forevermore. I shall not wait long, for today I expect to see his shining presence. I expect to don the seamless robe of divine union." And as I read that and talk about that divine light, the sun is setting and shining right on me. It's being and making myself available for that sunlight of the Spirit. It's knowing in any given moment who and whose I am, and getting out of the distractions of life and fully living, as it says, into the limitless variations of self-expression. Spirit makes anything and everything possible, and that peace within me ripples out. When I am not in the right place and I am reacting to life with the people that I love, with the people that I may work with, or in community, I am not raising the vibration in any way. So if I'm looking for things to change, I have to always start with me. And it's not always easy to look at it in that way, but we always have that opportunity. I love this quote from Michael Beckwith. All spiritual growth, 100% of it, is about releasing or eliminating rather than attaining something, because we're already it spiritually. Again, all spiritual growth, 100% of it, is about releasing or eliminating rather than attaining something, because we're already it spiritually. There's no doubt that spirit is always waiting for that beckoning. That is always there within us, but it's up to us to connect. If you're thirsty and you never go and get water or a drink, you're going to stay thirsty. If you're hungry and you don't have food, then that's why you're hungry. But when you have it accessible, and we are blessed to have it accessible, are we partaking in that divine bread? Are we partaking in that knowingness? You know, the Christ consciousness is within each one. Are we living it? Are we living from that loving, peaceful space? And you know, because you would be, it's how we act, how we speak to people. There's so many ways that we would know. So it's really being in that place and really looking at ourselves and asking, am I doing what's mine to do in a peaceful way? And sometimes the best thing to do is nothing, especially if you have children that are adults. You know, sometimes the best thing I can do is nothing. I can pray for them. But what is mine to do in my life, I need to pray and take guided action. And I often, to me, it's important to remember that guided action isn't just in a way of my personal, it's something bigger than just me. So I invite you to be in that place of understanding what that looks like. This is, to me, divine action. It is being in that place and in that embodiment of that allness. Sorry about that. Here we are. This divine action is the release of illusion, of fear, doubt, and lack. That's how I know when it's in the right place. I'm not moving out of anything but a knowingness and an intimacy with spirit. It's when I know and practice truth. Now, truth is an unchangeable thing. It is when I'm in that place of practicing those unchangeable attributes that I am. Love, peace, harmony, joy. Those are the unchangeables that spirit. When I'm practicing and knowing that truth, amazing things happen. That's when right action comes. And that's attainable through our tools. We do visioning, affirmations, treatments, having a positive attitude. And what that looks like for each one may be different, but it's not living from the ego, it's living from the soul. It's being in that place of power that is inherent. It's not force where I have to push. It's embodying the Christ and allowing the miracles to come forth in my life in amazing ways. That's when I'm using that power. And it's not just for myself, but it's for the people in my life and the world in general. When I am in the positive direction, I am adding to the world, not just my world. It's not about accumulating. It's about what do I have to offer and how am I using my gifts? Yes, everything is meant for us. We have a divine inheritance. But my place in this world is using those divine gifts for all, not just for myself. And I know when I'm taking divine action because I'm in the flow. We've all had those moments where things just seem to happen. I drive up and there's a parking spot waiting for me. I walk into an appointment and they're ready for me. Everything is flowing. And that's when I know that it's the right direction. There's support all around it, energetically and physically. It's not me forcing something to happen, but simply allowing and appreciating it happening. So that divine action is an amazing gift when I let it be. So I invite you to be in this place of allowing spirit to be in this knowing where the love is. And I invite you to take a breath in that and ask yourself, what is meant for me now? What is my divine action? What does spirit see for and as me today? And as you do that, realize that you are the place where God shows up. There are people that are waiting for you because you're the answer to their prayer. And there will be people that show up because they're the answer to yours. We are meant to live in this beautiful world together in a loving space and in a loving way. So as you listen to these words, ask, what is mine to do? What is that divinely guided action for me?
The place where God lives.
And there we go.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God you are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
What does it mean to be the place where God shows up? To embody that Christ consciousness, what does that mean? How do I show up in the world? Well, what is it that you stand for? What is it that's important to you? It's every time that we are caring for the people that we love, and even more when we're caring for the people that we don't know, and even more yet when we're caring for the people that we may not agree with. See, part of that oneness is loving everyone. And sometimes, my rough edges may rub up against someone else's rough edges, and that's not easy. But that doesn't mean it's not important. Showing up where spirit is means using my resources, using my energy, using everything that I have in gifts that I've been given for the world. It's showing up as my best self, engaging in life as to the best of my ability in any given moment in a loving way. There's a lot of things I see in the world today that I don't like. There's a lot of againstness, especially in the United States right now, where you see, it seems like quite a bit of separation. And I know that's not true. It's just the circumstances of what I see. It's rising above that and knowing the truth. And that means knowing that that one power, that one life is in each one, and greeting each one with that. That's what it means to show up as and for spirit. It's standing up for rights. It's standing up in consciousness. It's praying for people. It's knowing and being the way shower by example. And it's different ways for different people. Only you know what your purpose is, but it's living that. It's letting go of the fear and the old patterns that may not have served. It's letting go of the dock to swim and sail, to allow the power of life itself to live and soar through you. When do you know that you're fully engaged? What does it feel like for you to be fully engaged? I invite you to write in the comments section. What does it mean to you? Music can take me there. That's why I use it so much in the peace circle. In that place of, it touches me, where words can't sometimes. It opens me up. It can be healing in so many ways. What is it that helps you to be in that receptivity of spirit, that openness to know what is my next right step, and to actually take it, taking that guided action. So it's not just visioning what I want, but envisioning that it's the wider vision of what does spirit see for and as me? What does it mean to fully engage and live? To not just be there, but live fully. I have a reading called Engage, and it's from November 3rd's Daily Word of last year. I am deeply engaged in life. I can learn so much from my interactions with others. I encounter a wide range of viewpoints, personalities, and talents as I go about my day. My real growth happens when I fully engage with my surroundings. I'm not a passive observer of the world around me. I may learn new things by taking in a class, practicing a new language, traveling to an unfamiliar locale, or volunteering in my church or community. Fresh experiences show me undiscovered parts of myself. Just as my outer world expands, I engage with others. So too does my inner world expand. I deepen my understanding, share my love, and awaken my compassion and empathy for all with whom I engage. So it is putting myself out there in different and sometimes uncomfortable ways, standing up for what it is that I feel is right when it needs to be, and being what I choose in the world. Not always easy, but always a choice. It's being in a place of love and respect for all, not because it was given to me, but because it's given through me. It's letting go of the story and embracing the truth. So it is using all the tools that we have in New Thought. It is steeping into the consciousness of the stream of life and fully embracing it. It's not waiting for something to happen. It's making something happen. You know, this year has been one of there's been some disappointments. There's been a lot of things that we've missed. Many of us are just beginning to re-engage outside of our homes. Many people were working from home this year. And there were many who were heroes that were in the midst of the frontline workers. We had doctors, nurses, and we also had people keeping everything clean. We had the bus drivers that were still getting people there, the truck drivers that were getting the goods to stores. We had manufacturing that was still making all the goods that were needed. We had so many layers of people caring for us, engaging and using their gifts to keep things moving, even when it may not have seemed safe to do it. That's what it means to engage, to be the place where divine shows up. It's remembering that whose I am, and it's honoring that. What is mine to do today? Oftentimes people think of these big careers and you have to be a lawyer or a doctor or, and professional athletes, they make the money. And it's not about the money that you have. It's about how you live your life that makes a life worthy, that makes a life joyful, that makes a life full. You don't take it with you. Money and the stuff doesn't matter. Joy is unchangeable. Happiness, here and there, you buy something, yes, you can have a great meal and it can make you happy, but joy is unchangeable. Those are attributes of divine. That's when we're engaging, that's what it's really all about, is showing up as divine, even when it's not easy to do that. So in the course of this year, there's been so many ups and downs. I actually saw my grandchildren, 3 out of my 4 grandchildren yesterday, for the first time in quite a bit. And it was wonderful. And it doesn't change that there were times I missed them, but it doesn't mean that love was always there. It didn't go anywhere. How I looked at that time in between was up to me. I could feel desolate. I could feel like, unable to do anything, or I can engage in what was mine to do. This right here, being on New Thought Media Network, happened at that time. There are things that when I wasn't out in the world, but I was here, still engaged in life. It's not where you're going. It's your mindset that's going to take you there. It's allowing spirit to lead the way. And amazing things happen when we do. We have engaged in the gifts of technology so much more than ever before. At Concordia in Rhode Island, we've actually grown online. We have new members all over the world. And who imagined that could happen? But when you engage and you allow spirit to lead, it's amazing how many programs, classes, there were so many things that went on, because you take that next right step and you allow spirit to guide. And it is always there, always available in every way. So it's being in that space of knowingness and allowing yourself to be the flow, live in that space. So, the next song I'm going to play is One Power. And Daniel Nimwat actually was at Concordia this weekend. He celebrated with us the Sunday service, and I'm so grateful for that. That one power that is in, as, and through all. As we're praying and knowing peace for our world, and we start with ourselves, I invite you to envision what that power can do for and through you as divine energy for peace. What is in your life? Where can you go, and what can that look like for you to bring about that change, to bring about greater peace? Maybe it's in your relationships. It could be within your center or community. It could be in your family unit. Wherever it is, where is Spirit calling you to take a step? To get out of the old rut of what was comfortable. Even if it wasn't comfortable, it's what you were used to. Allow that power to speak to you.
Power. One power. One power. One power. One power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. Simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment,